2,500 years ago in ancient China, there was a gaming player called Kuju, and it's one of the first known games that represents modern day football, as the teams would use their skill to keep the ball in the air and the winner would be decided on which team had the bigger and better tricks. Now I say this because 2,500 years on, the things people can do with footballs has obviously progressed massively, and today I'm going to be taking a look at 10 of the hardest football tricks ever done of all time. We're going to see how difficult they are, I'm going to see how long it takes me to try and learn them. Then I'll be heading to the pitch to check out the 5 most overpowered skills of all time, and I guarantee everyone watching this video can do the #1 most overpowered skill. So the first trick on the list we're going to be taking a look at is called the Aka 3000. So this is a super cool skill, and it's one of them ones without actually knowing the steps behind it, it's really hard to understand, so let's give it a go.
So that's what the Aka 3000 looks like, and the thing that makes this trick so difficult is that you can't see the ball whilst you're doing it, so it's extremely hard to get this trick consistently. But as you can see, when you pull it off, it does look pretty cool.
Yes guys, so before we get on to the rest of the tricks in this video, I want to thank today's sponsor, GetMetrix. And it's actually the perfect sponsor for this video because it allows you to improve your skills on and off the pitch. So GetMetrix is an app that's backed by Kevin De Bruyne, and it's basically got a load of challenges on there, a load of tests to help improve your skills. You get your own player card that gives you your own rating, so the more tests you do, the higher your score goes.
Here's me trying out one of the dribbling challenges. There's also a test to improve things like acceleration, agility and shooting. The coolest thing about this app is that it decodes your skill level using advanced AI augmented reality, which takes the guesswork out of improving your game.
And you can compare your scores with your friends and other pro players to see how good you're doing. You can use GetMetrix by yourself or you can play with friends, and it's just the perfect app for improving skills. I'll leave a link in the description where you can download GetMetrix. Now let's get back to the rest of the video. Now this next trick is a ground skill, well kind of. We all know one of the hardest ground skills to do is the hocus pocus. Well this trick takes that skill and makes it harder by doing it in the air.
So the in-air hocus pocus is coming in at #9 because it's a super technical trick and takes a lot of time to learn. Now I do want to mention that I'm not going to be filling this list up with freestyle skills. I want to keep this list more football skills related, but there definitely will be some freestyle moves in here too. I thought it was worth mentioning because this could have easily been a list of various freestyle combinations filling up all 10 spots, and that's something I wanted to avoid. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that to give you some context.
And the next skill, I'm not sure what the name of this is, I'm going to call it the heel pop. It looks ridiculous, I've got no idea how it's done. Let's give it a go. This one, I'm not exactly sure how it's worked, it's just kind of a kick down on the ball and hopefully it pops back up in the air, so let's try it. Get just the slightest of touches. Oh. There it is. There it is.
So I've put the heel pop on the list because this skill requires pinpoint precision. You've got to hit the ball in the exact right place with the exact part of your heel to get the ball to pop up back in the air. So for that reason, it's made the list.
Money.
So the eclipse is one of the coolest skills out there, and when you watch it in normal speed, it is really difficult to understand exactly what's going on and how it's done, which is why I've probably never seen a pro footballer do this skill, whether they don't know about it or they don't know how to do it. I don't know. Let's try it out and see if we can understand what's going on. Right, so that's the eclipse. I'm going to get some shots in slow motion now so you can really see what's going on.
Now the next skill is the eclipse, and everyone loves this skill. And if I was making a list for the most satisfying skills, this would definitely be at #1. The eclipse requires perfect timing and quite a bit of athleticism, so for me it's coming in at #7.
So that's the eclipse, one of the coolest and hardest skills out there. Let's go on to the next one.
Coming in at #6 is the Sven Around the World, created by one of my favourite freestylers, Sven Felix. So the Sven Around the World requires super quick leg speed, and for half the trick you can't even see the ball. On another day this trick could have easily made it into the top 5, but for me personally I've always seemed to click with this trick and it's suited my style, making it slightly easier.
Now this fourth trick is one that easily could have been higher on the list, but it is hard to judge what's more difficult because some people find certain skills easier than others. But it's the PATW, the Palais Around the World, first done by a legendary freestyler called, you guessed it, Palais. 3 rev is like the holy grail for freestylers. When they first land a 3 rev trick, is a big deal in your freestyle career. Now it sounds pretty simple, just go around the ball 3 times, but I tell you, it's such a frustrating trick. When I was trying this out, your legs just get tangled up, you end up kicking the ball away, and the more you do it, the more your legs just completely forget what they're supposed to be doing. You just end up swinging your leg around like this, trying to go around the ball, trying to go underneath it, and as you can see from the first day, I was trying, I did it for about 45 minutes, and then I could feel my hip flexors starting to go. So I didn't want to cause an injury, so I decided to stop for that day, and came out the next day to try it again. So, it pains me to say, but I couldn't do the palais around the world. I've done it before, but today, yesterday, it just wasn't happening. This is the closest I got. So close, such a frustrating trick, but I guess it just shows why it's such a hard trick to do. Right, so this skill is the one where, to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to give it a good go, give it a day or two to try and learn it, and we'll see if we can do it. And honestly, I don't think it even looks that difficult, but it's just an incredibly hard skill to do. Right, so I guess we just go for it and see what we can do. I feel like there's got to be some sort of technique to this. Once you get it, you can just do it every time.
So this next trick is called the reload, and it's a super rare skill that you don't see many people do at all, and that's why it's so high on the list. The reload requires you to kick the ball down into the ground with the sole of your foot and then back up in the air with the toe. So I spent a little while trying this trick and I just wasn't having much luck with it, couldn't seem to get the pop straight back up. So I came back another day and tried it again.
Alright, that was close then. I'm going to put the slow-mo on, see if you can see how close I'm getting.
Despite trying my best praying mantis impression, it wasn't till over 100 attempts that I finally managed to land the reload.
Now my team, own brothers I ride with, though I got no whip. Brothers we scheme, trying to cuff a bad bitch. Saw this light skin shorty that can rack them hips.
At the start of the video, I did not think I was actually going to do this one. I thought I'd probably give it loads of attempts, would never actually get it, but we managed to get it twice. Get in.
So I was really happy with landing the reload, but then I had an idea. Maybe wearing a shoe with a more pointed toe would make this trick a lot easier. So it turns out I was right, and the shoes definitely helped. And you may be wondering why the reload's so high up in the list, because it doesn't look particularly crazy or anything like that, but I promise you it's a lot harder than it looks. So most people can juggle a football, right? But what about 2? A while back this video of Kaka went viral, but unfortunately it's fake. But that didn't stop me trying to learn the trick anyway. And I do truly believe that juggling 2 footballs at once is one of the hardest tricks ever in football. I spent days trying to learn this skill, using any method I could to try and help. And eventually I managed to do a total of 10 consecutive juggles.
So now we're down to the last 2 skills of the video, and I'm actually going to put these together because the number 1 skill hasn't actually been done yet, but I'm sure it'll be done soon by some crazy freestyler out there. Coming in number 9 is the K380W. This is a 4 rev trick. That means the legs go around the ball 4 times with no touches in between. To put it into context, I don't even know how to explain how difficult this is. This is me having some attempts, just shows you how much I'm struggling with this trick, and that is coming in at number 2. Now, number 1, as I say, I don't think anyone's actually landed this trick yet, but I'm sure soon someone will land it. It's called the LIP80W, and just check this out, the speed at which he's going, that's 4 revs, close to landing. You can see the reaction of all the freestylers, how much this means to them, how amazing this trick is. And as I say, not been done yet, but I'm sure it will be done very soon. So that is the most difficult football skill of all time. And now we're going to take a look at the 5 most overpowered skills of all time. Now, I did a lot of research on this. I watched interviews with defenders, I watched interviews with attackers, and basically came to the conclusion, these are the 5 skills that defenders hate to defend against and attackers love to use. And number 1, as I mentioned at the start of the video, you can probably all do it, so yeah, let's check them out.
Coming in at number 5 is the fake pass or Cruyff turn. If you get this perfectly, you can put any defender off your trail. It's not one to use running at a defender, but it's used when running side by side. Number 4 is the flip flap. Ronaldinho proved just how effective this skill is by using it to get past so many defenders in his football career. It would be higher on the list, but it's not the most consistent trick in the world because it's very hard to get it right, and you can't really do it running at high speeds. Number 3 is the step over. There's no explanation needed on this one. Everyone knows how good this skill is. One of the first things that everyone learns with a football. Number 2 is the Maradona turn or roulette. One of the best skills of all time, can get you out of any situation and can also be performed at very high speeds. Every player should know how to do this skill, and it's the best way to take multiple players out the game. And finally, number 1, and as I said at the start of the video, everyone could do this skill. It's the simple body feint. If you only know one skill, it should be this. If you can master this skill, there's no other tricks you'll ever need to learn. Done by every attacking player in the world, all defenders agree this is probably the hardest skill to defend. And the best thing about this trick is that it can be done at top running speed.